Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to San Joaquin News Network. We are doing this video for American Amy and Lady Justice Liberty Press. They've been covering a story from somebody who is related to somebody that most of you might know. We're not going to tell you yet who that is. We're going to start showing you some video. You guys pay attention to what's going on. As soon as the familiar name pops up on screen, I'm going to pause it and I'm going to let you guys know who that is. Let's get right to it.
I spoke to Judge Meadows. My dawn. I spoke to Judge Meadows. Carte blanche, 100%. His order says to go do this.
Okay.
Taking custody.
I'm almost there with them.
Okay. We don't have to wait. We don't have to do. I mean, it's all.
She's on the phone with DCF right now.
Yeah, the DCF was telling me that she's not cooperative.
I'm working on the homeowner. I know.
Okay.
I'm a lieutenant. Hi. Yes, ma'am. I'm good. How are you? I know. Well, you're going to have to handle that in court, but I have an order for DCF. I wasn't there. I don't know. I have an order from the judge. Yes, I know. I didn't know. I did not. So here, I will talk with you. But here's the bottom line. The order says that the baby has to go with DCF today. I wasn't there. I don't know anything about the case. DCF is right here. You want to talk to him? Yeah.
And she said that I said, please let's work together.
Yeah, I broke up. So I said, we got at least Megan now is at the window. We're still trying to do peacefully, so we're good. But if this doesn't continue to Okay.
But here's the thing. I cannot leave here today without your child going with DCF. If it's a fraud report, listen to me. If it's a fraud report, you can deal with it down the line. I understand, but if you, I don't know anything about your case, ma'am. I didn't even know you were John Walsh's daughter until this morning. I had no.
Boom. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear who he said? He said, I didn't know you were John Walsh's daughter. So the woman is Megan Walsh, and she is the daughter of none other than... A long time ago, I was walking through the mall, and I seen a t-shirt with this guy's face on it, and it said, America's Most Wanted snitch at the bottom of it. I got a kick out of that. So John Walsh used to be the host of a show called America's Most Wanted, where he would go and catch criminals. He wouldn't go and catch criminals. I'm sorry. He would be the host, and they would go catch criminals or whatnot. But he would be the top cop, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what they called him a few times. But I think supposedly he got the show to become the host of the show because he was fighting to find the killer of his child, which was Adam Walsh. And I remember a long time ago, my mom had said something, rest in peace, she's no longer with us, but she had said something that there was something really odd about this whole case. And she somehow felt like John Walsh knew more than he was saying. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's how she put it. She said that he always seemed funny and fake on TV. Supposedly, this is the guy that had killed his son, Otis Toole. So let's get back to the story of what's going on here. They are taking the daughter away from Megan Walsh, the baby. I'm sorry, I don't know if it's a boy or girl. As a matter of fact, they're taking the baby away from Megan Walsh, which is John Walsh's daughter. So let's keep watching. You guys know who John Walsh is. You guys seen some photos. You guys probably have seen the show like I had for 20 something years or more. It was on Fox Saturdays. It used to come on after Cops. Those are some good television times, guys. But I mean, now I like the show Cops so much back when that I go out and record Cops myself now. Let's watch.
No idea. So,
God forbid John Walsh to be lying. God forbid.
ma'am, I'm not here to debate that. I have an order.
That line was supposed to keep us together.
I'm following a judge's order. Right.
Strangers when I was here.
Well, how?
Report, I had the documentation and nothing's wrong.
Okay. So here's the deal. I'll bring DCF up here. You talk to him. You're going to have to turn the baby over to DCF. One way or the other. And listen to me. You can work with them. They'll. Yes.
When these folks are being told to do something by their higher ups, you think they're gonna care what Megan Walsh is saying? You think they're going to try to hear her out or even understand her pleas? They don't care. They are there to do a job that was handed down to them by somebody else. Their goal that day is to take away the 5-day-old child. And they're gonna take the child away. Keep watching.
Right. Okay.
That is their obligation as a service and to the people.
Right. But I have a judge's order. Okay. I don't want to have to force my way in here.
I'm not so much.
But here's the bottom line. I can't be out here all day. So I completely understand that. Yes, I understand. I don't know anything about any of that, man. Man, you said you recognize me, but I don't know who you are. I've never. You.
And if these police officers and DCFS or whatever they're called, DCF, over here I think they're called CPS, Child Protective Services. But do you think that they'd get fired if they just says, you know what, I'm not getting involved in this case? You think that they'd be shit-canned? I think so. And this is why I think that bad police flourish in the police departments, is because if you're not willing to do dirty work, you're not needed on the force. And when I say dirty work, I don't mean in terms of sometimes policing can get rough. That's not what I mean. Policing can get rough. I think I understand that. I've seen some assholes that I've had to deal with. But I think this is why bad police flourish in the police department, is because you need police officers that are willing to do what their higher ups say. And we're beginning to see a pattern of really bad chiefs, really bad lieutenants, really bad sergeants. You know, these are all military terms. You know what I'm saying? It's a war against the people. If I'm not mistaken, this is what the patterns show, is that they're willing to do whatever it takes to keep their job, to keep their pension. And that's exactly what I'm seeing here in this video.
You might know Captain Consul.
Are these automatically bad people because they put on a badge? I'm not sure of that. What I am sure of is you will become a bad person. You will become corrupted if you don't stand up for what's right. Think about that.
That's all right. No, I'm not mad at you. That's fine. I understand you're upset, and it's a fun. You're doing. Yeah, you're doing fantastic. Okay, we will. We're going to make a police report, and we'll take your statement, and we'll put it in there, and then you can work with DCF, whatever you have to do to try to get your child back. Well, I don't. Like I said, I don't know anything about any of that.
This three striper here with the three chevrons. I know they love to be called sergeants because it makes them feel empowered. But to me, they're just another cop. And I believe that they're sometimes dirtier than the average cop on the street. And the average cop knows that, folks. When an average cop out there has an attitude and they're violating somebody's rights, and we see many times where the people say, "Can you get me a sergeant?" A lot of cops don't hesitate. They're willing to call them out right away. But what we're seeing is cops behaving in a way where it's like they don't care. And when sergeants come to the scene, they don't care. They're willing to back up the officers. He was first on scene. You got to listen to him. He can articulate that you committed an infraction, so now you must give up your ID. You must listen to the officer. You got to listen to the officer. And that's their whole attitude all the time. And I can point out right now that this cop with the three stripes, the three striper right here with the beard, he is there 100% to take that child. He wants to kick in the door. I haven't seen this video yet. We're watching this together. But this is what I'm gathering from what I'm seeing. The way he was speaking earlier. And look at her looking back at him like, damn. Is he going to do it?
I don't know anything about that. The DCF will take care of your child, and they will work with you.
I'm terrified. I'm terrified. Your child,
Yes, ma'am. That's all right. No, I'm not mad at you.
it was a mistake.
That's fine. I understand you're upset, and it's a fun. You are. You're doing. Yeah, you're doing fantastic. Okay, we will. We're going to make a police report, and we'll take your statement, and we'll put it in there, and then you can work with DCF, whatever you have to do to try to get your child back.
And take him to train the doctors and testify against him for the false picture.
Right.
You want that for your children?
No, I won, but again,
It's just a false report, but you know you have documentation. Give to them.
yeah, you're going to have to unfortunately fight that.
I don't know how much you guys have heard of these departments, DCF, CPS, and all that. We've heard a lot of bad throughout the years. Do they do good work? I don't know, man. I mean, I'm sure they take away kids from bad parents, right? I mean, isn't that the purpose for the installation, the organization, the government installation, right? And every county has it, if I'm not mistaken, throughout the nation. They're taking kids away everywhere. And Megan is saying that they're taking her kid away on a false report on what's going on here. And the way this agent, DCF agent, is looking back at the cops like, "You guys ready to kick this door in? We've been given our orders from our higher ups. I'm ready to take this child." And I got to tell you guys that this lieutenant is trying to plead with her. He doesn't want to get the door kicked in. And he seems to be having to do a job that he doesn't want to do. And that sucks. If you guys are afraid to stand up to what's wrong, what the hell are you doing wearing that uniform? You guys tarnish that uniform. You guys shame yourselves. In my opinion, you shame your families, your parents, because our parents raised us to be good people, right? To make good decisions. not harm other folks. But sometimes your decisions harm people. And I'm sure you thought that you probably were going to take this job and be a really good person and make a change, create change and all that. But then you guys get paid pretty good money. Then you guys go and get your houses and your cars, your fucking Dodge Chargers and shit. You guys go and get these really nice things, and you guys got to maintain those payments. You guys got to support these lifestyles. You guys got to feed your kids. I get it. But it's really sad when you guys are willing to do this in fear of losing all of that. Keep watching.
Do you have an attorney?
How many times is this DCF worker, and she looks evil as hell with their fiery red shirt. I bet you she has fangs, bro. I bet you she opens that mouth. She's probably got fangs. She's probably a vampire, yo. Look though, check her out. Like, hurry up and kick in this door. I want to see this action. She's like, let's take this kid already. Unbelievable. How many times is she gonna turn around?
Hey, Sarah. Hey, LT.
Yeah.
She put her hand on her waist like this is taking long, right? These are all gestures. These are all body language. This is how they communicate. And you got these big bozos over here. They're ready to go. Ready to go.
Lonnie's in around. Yeah. Lonnie's coming here.
Okay. So, I mean, how are we gonna resolve this?
Savita. Lieutenant Savita.
Lieutenant Savina.
Savita. Civita.
They're here.
It has to see if you have medical attention to August hospital.
Okay. Is she going along with that?
These cops over here seem impatient, and so does the DCF worker. I gotta tell you guys something. These guys get paid by the hour. What the hell does it matter if you're there for 1 hour, 10 minutes, 3 hours, 7 hours, 12 hours? I mean, at the end of the shift, another cop will come and you get to go home, right? So what the fuck does it matter if you're standing there? Stop fucking acting impatient. This is another problem that nobody talks about is the officers always acting like they have no time, like they're impatient with you. But after they arrest somebody, aren't they fucking standing around for 20, 30, 40 minutes just fucking chit-chatting and all that shit? And if you guys can tell, I'm getting a little angry when speaking on this, and it just makes me mad because these police officers always act like they're in a hurry. For what? They're sitting there getting paid by the hour on our dime. We're paying for that shit. So stop acting like you're in a hurry.
Here's the thing.
Don't you guys love that overtime
this
anyways?
Order, like I tried to explain to you, I understand your frustration. I understand your hurt. Yes, I understand. You're.
But if I have the documentation, and I was never notified by my lawyer, and she's going to contact me, I have it.
Who is your lawyer? You all know Jennifer?
What does she need?
Jennifer Hickson.
Yeah,
Hickson?
what about her? Need her number?
Do you know her?
Can you call her?
I mean, technically, we're not supposed to speak with her. So
Can one of you guys call her?
I have her.
I'm watching this and I gotta tell you guys that Lieutenant seems to be doing whatever he can to try to fix this issue without fucking getting fired right? I mean, what is what can the lieutenant do at this point? I mean, who's above the lieutenant? The chief? Right? He's above the sergeant, but the sergeant is sitting here acting like he's the one in charge. He walked up basically telling him, like, we've been given the go, let's go. And then he walks up to his ear like, I'm about to kick this fucking door in, bro. The other guy's like, he's about to kick the door in, and ALT. Old Sarge, 3-striper over here. He's about to kick the door in, bro. Move out of the way. The lieutenant's doing whatever he can, guys. In my opinion, I'm watching this video, and I'm still not happy with him because, like I say, sometimes you got to do a job and it ain't right. What can he do, though, man, with these orders put in place? You know, with this paperwork. The judge signed this order, right? If the judge did something wrong, the judge has... These cops have qualified immunity. But the judge, if the judge does something wrong, or let's say he's being pressured by America's Most Wanted host, John Walsh, right? Even if he's being pressured by John Walsh or John Walsh's people, judges have absolute immunity. Do you guys know what absolute immunity is? Google that. Google absolute immunity and read a little bit. We don't talk about that much. We should. I probably will, because I think it is an umbrella of protection over corruption. I need to make a shirt about that. I need to make a shirt with that or some shit like that, because we need to repeat that, know it, and understand it, and change that shit. Let's start holding them more accountable. I mean, I get it. They got a job and they got to convict fucking bad people, right? But they're doing this shit to people who have not even created a victim. And I will say this. I don't know exactly the story behind this. I do know some. I have heard phone conversations that haven't been published, sent to me by some very credible sources. And I will say that I believe her. And the other guy, even my mom knew way back when that there was something fishy about this dude. And I can guarantee you that motherfucker has some pull somewhere. Keep watching.
She was in court this morning.
I know you do, but here's the problem. I mean,
So,
again, at
LT.
some point,
her attorney was in court this morning for that.
all right, I was just told your attorney was in court this morning for this.
What's her number?
Oh, do you have your phone on you right now? Okay. No, I'm not saying you are, man, at all.
Jennifer Hickson.
Hickson?
We do. We protect and serve every day. I don't know anything about your case. All I know you're telling me. I know they are. But that's what you're telling me. I don't have the evidence to your case. I don't know what. I'm not a judge, ma'am. I'm a lieutenant. I'm the watch commander. We have an order that the child needs to go with DCF, and this order has to be. You have to comply with it. But you that's what you say. I don't know anything about the case. Can you just a little bit the wind? I can't. I'm having a hard time.
Let me ask you this, guys. What can the lieutenant do? Put yourself in his shoes. You know what I would do if I was a lieutenant? If I had to do this job? And I would personally if it had to be done, right? Because they got an order. I personally wouldn't kick the door in. I probably would be doing what this dude is doing and just trying to de-escalate, try to minimize the violence. Nobody needs to get hurt, in my opinion. But you know what I would do if I was the lieutenant? And this is after the fact if the child is taken, right? I would tell every officer and the DCF worker personally there, all the supervisors, everybody involved that put me in that fucking position, I would let them know. I personally want to make sure that that child is safe along the way until things are figured out with the mom or the court system or whatever. But I want you motherfuckers to know and understand that we all need to make sure that that child is safe. I would personally call to see how the kid is doing. I would do all that shit. That's what we're supposed to do as human beings. And don't say you fucking can't do it, because I've seen it happen over and over again. I see fucking cops, all right? Pay attention to this shit. I see cops calling wives, battered wives, after they take the man to jail and try to stick their pee-pee in them. I'm not kidding you. These motherfuckers will go and call a battered wife and try to hook up with them. A case right here in Bakersfield, California, and this came out in the news. When SB 1421 first came out, and this is a new law that allowed us to get more records of police. When 1421 came out, they got they just did some random records of police complaints. Well, apparently there was a complaint where this officer was trying to hook up with this chick afterwards, and he was sending photos of his thing. So when he was sending photos of his thing, the girl ended up she was like, nah, you know what, I'm not gonna do any of this shit. And 2 women officers later on went over there, and she told them about it. She even sent the pictures and everything. The woman, if I'm not mistaken, the lady officers turned it in. The complaint was filed, but it was swept under the rug. Yeah, folks. And these cops are sitting there acting like they have a job to do, right? Like I said, back to the point that I was trying to make. This lieutenant, if I was in his shoes, I would do my best to make sure that everybody was on point and that the child is safe. All right, keep watching.
Okay. But you got to understand, I'm not a judge. I can't make that decision. All I can go off of this. It's like the laws that we enforce. Okay, there's laws on the books.
That's a DCF reference.
Okay. Is that?
Different. Who she was on the earlier. But no, she wasn't talking
Oh. Hello?
I know it's your child, and I understand you're...
W. Kirby?
I really appreciate you coming to the window and talking to me.
Because I had worked with them, they had made up these claims against me. They continue to fight to take my children and are ignoring this to retaliate with my father. This is I swear I'm
Okay.
sorry,
Ma'am,
sir.
I don't know any of
Yeah,
that.
but I'm standing right next to the guy talking to her. And I will let him know that at that point in time, that's kind of where we're at, and maybe that'll change things a bit.
No, my support and everything, people know across the country, and this is very wrong.
Okay. Yep. No, I will let him know as soon as I get a break in the conversation. I'll interject.
I'm not aiding and abetting.
Damn, I'm sorry to keep pausing it, but I got a lot of things running through my mind. You see, they're talking to somebody else on the other line, and they're trying to hurry this thing up. And these guys are all trying to be on the same page. They want to kick in the door, and they want to hurry up and get this child out. But the folks behind the scenes that are calling these cops on the phone, they don't know what's going on. They're not hearing the conversation between the lieutenant and Megan. They want this done quick. They don't care if Megan gets hurt. They don't care about none of that shit. And that's disgusting, man. It's like I'm saying, if I'm a cop and and you're the higher ups and you put me in a bad position and somebody else gets hurt, it's fuck you, bro. Straight up. Go fuck yourself from here on out. Like, I'll slap the shit out your motherfucking ass in the locker room, bro. Straight up. I don't give a fuck if I get fired after that. Like, fuck that. I'll become a fucking gardener if I gotta. I'll start a fucking landscaping company. Fuck you, bro. Don't put me in a position where I have to do something wrong and hurt people. You guys catching my drift or not?
Yep, no problem.
Thank you. Ma'am, I have a order signed by a judge that it's my duty to make sure this order is carried out. That's it.
It's also your duty to have discernment and to protect.
I can't have discernment with an order like this. I do protect. I protect and serve every day, ma'am. I am not taking your... No, I am not. I have an order. That baby is to go with DCF and to be checked out by the medical people.
LT. That was the lady that was talking to her, just talked to me on the phone.
Hang on, ma'am.
And she was just explaining that technically the child is in custody of DCF at this point in time. So she's eligible for arrest for interfering with child custody. I don't know if you want to talk about that, if you're going to change it or not, but according to the DCF agent, that's per now. It is secret.
Let's verify that.
I spoke to her on. Oh, you mean through it?
So,
First calling.
yes.
Before we call her out, I don't.
Why mute that shit? Unbelievable. Fucking disgusting. Damn, I'm so disgusted with these cops. Why fucking mute this? They say because they're discussing strategy and yada yada, things that don't pertain, but as a fucking cop, you should not be fucking able to mute shit, stop the body camera. These fucking people are dirty. I hate that my fucking tax dollars feed these motherfuckers. I hate that my tax dollars takes their families to fucking theaters. This motherfucking thugged out, fucking gangbanging ass fool. Man, the fucking sheriff department in LA is fucking full of gang members. And I don't hate cops, man. I don't hate fucking deputies. I don't hate troopers, man. I understand motherfuckers got a job to do. Right? But they do the nastiest shit sometimes and get away with it, and it's disgusting.
They're gonna have to take your child. Man, it has nothing to do with me. I don't know anything about your case.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Before this goes any further, I don't want it to go any further, please. I just want this resolved.
I thought my law was supposed to keep my child with me every
No. If the judge orders, if your child is taken from him. So please, I'm running out of time. I'm really running out of time because... Yes, please.
That's what I did last time when there was doctor.
Morning, sir.
Just give me 1 minute.
She's out the window talking.
Let the children go.
Listen. There's more people here. If you talk right now, it's just going to be please, I'm running out of time. Please, trust. Listen. You have to... No, me. I will promise you nothing's going to happen to your child. I promise you. I give you my word.
You may take them and you don't see anything. No. They already took me to Dr. Walters, and the attorney told me and asked for his deposition because he brought cases. The only attorney, Alexis Echeverry,
You don't want to get to the trouble on this, please. Please.
See, I thought that they called my lawyer.
Please, ma'am.
I thought that they called my lawyer.
Yes, they did. We're done waiting. We're done waiting. Please. Please. Bring DCF up here, please. DCF, come up here, please.
You can tell this lieutenant is upset, man. He's visibly upset. I know it's hurting his heart to have to do this. Listen to him talk. Who talks like that? Please, 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 please. He doesn't want to be put in this position that he's in right now because he knows he's not doing something that he should be doing. He's fucking begging to not be in that position, folks. In my opinion, the dude's almost praying. He got down on his knees. So sad, man.
They are. I have DCF coming.
I'm cooperating.
Yes, you are.
You promised
Yes.
that they were coming in. I
They
could
are.
talk with them.
Here they come right now.
You said I could talk with
Yes,
them.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, here's Dill.
Mike, please.
I think we're 10-15, man. I'm not.
I know.
Okay.
No, Dilks is on my NOL.
Listen to this guy. This guy right here thinks he's above the lieutenant. He's disagreeing with him and everything. We're 10-15, man. Like, what a douchebag. He thinks he's above the lieutenant, guys. And you know what? After this, he might be.
Not be here.
So can we
I do
please
not feel okay
turn the
with
baby
him
over?
being here.
All right, he's leaving.
He should never be here.
That's all right. He's gone. So now let's resolve this peacefully, please.
I talked with Tiffany, and we need.
Man, this is what we need to see more often is when there's a bad police officer on scene and he's hot-headed. And this, let me talk to you cops out there, okay? In one video, my arm got twisted up. It's one of my most viral videos. My arm got twisted, and I was recording in a jury place, and a deputy got there angry, all shook up, clearly, visibly, and there was another deputy that was on scene, and he says, he's first on scene. I told him, dude, can you tell him to let go of me? He's like, he's first on scene. Basically, like he couldn't do nothing, and I got to tell you guys, we see that often. But this is something that I want to see more often, is when there's a cop there and he's being hot-headed, he's being high-strung, or let's say the person that they're dealing with is getting triggered by the cop's presence, by his anger, because a lot of times I got to tell you, sometimes it's in the demeanor, and cops like to fucking make these little gestures at you like, I'm going to arrest you. And they play around with you and they mess with you. And that shit pisses people off because nobody likes to be, not that you're a criminal, you don't like to be told what to do. It's the fact that a lot of times police officers don't know the laws. They don't know the First Amendment. They're overstepping their boundaries of the people's constitutional rights, which is actually their natural rights. The Constitution was written to limit the scope of authority that these agents, government agents, have. So we need to see more of this often, where the bad cop is pushed back and said, hey, let us all deal with this. If there's ever going to be a change, if we're ever going to see good cops, this is one way to make it happen. All right?
There's an obligation to keep us together. She's 5 days old. I have the documentation. You all came last night and said that you would talk to me today, and we cooperated. I have the documentation from the doctor. They are sending it to my email. She was just there yesterday. That's a false report. That was a false report. And I will work with you all.
They all have money.
But you cannot separate
They can. No, they can. This isn't a two-party consent state. They can film.
You all should have come to what you said today. You said that you were going to come talk to me.
This cop's talking to another cop saying this isn't a two-party consent state and they can film. I don't know who he's talking about. Is he talking about the people on the property? Because if I'm not mistaken, it's the Supreme Court says that any public official can be recorded knowingly and unknowingly. Let's keep that in mind, folks. Any government official can be recorded knowingly and unknowingly.
I use my baby. I'm not anything. I'm a good mother. There's no probable cause. You have no probable cause. Seriously. baby should stay with me. Think about a 5-year-old baby.
I'm sorry, guys. My big mug is in the way, but this cop is putting his gloves on. And he is stoked.
What you all do is that's not right. And I have the documentation from the doctor. Complimented how beautiful she is and healthy and what a good mother I am. Why did you all do this and go to the judge when you said that you were going to talk to me? You never even got documentation or anything. I have the documentation. That was wrong. That's illegal to go and do that.
Let's say Megan's right, and let's say that DCF did something wrong and illegal to take the baby away. Why not arrest him? Why not arrest that public official that did something wrong that could possibly hurt someone? Why not take the initiative? The lieutenant's right there, right? Why not arrest him? Oftentimes we see public officials put their hands on the people. It's happened to me before. And it's a violation of our constitutional or natural rights. When things like that happen, oftentimes we see that police officers will call their higher-ups, sergeants, lieutenants, chiefs, whatever. And they never really call the chief. Nobody can talk to the chief. But we see this often where public officials, the cops, will not arrest public officials. Every once in a while, they'll get like a drunk driving or some shit. They'll go and, diddle a kid or some shit. Sometimes they get in trouble. Even when they do get in trouble, for the most part, it's always a slap on the wrist. I believe when you're wearing a badge and you commit a crime and you actually get caught, they should fucking throw away the key, not a slap on the wrist. And I think that's why cops are so brazen. That's why they're so willing to violate people's rights. And let's not forget that the idea was to have a free country, right? And I don't think that that's what we're seeing when police officers are allowed to do whatever they want and the people sometimes get taken advantage of. And cops are out there enforcing feelings most of the time, not law. How late are you to the party when knowing and understanding that these patterns don't lie? The shit in America has become really bad. Cops are being trained to believe that everybody is bad. If an order comes from the top, it must be good. The order must be good. And I think that's what we're seeing here. Manipulation.
And I was not notified
Corruption.
by my attorney, and I have an attorney. And she never called for my documentation, nothing to represent me. No. I tried to text her, I can show you, and she just texted me about there's an order. I have everything, and I'm filing an injunction as we speak. We have to work together. We have to work together. This baby needs to stay with its mother. That's what they say. That's just like, yeah.
Okay, so we made it this far. So here's the order. Okay, there's the order. You can have that, but you're gonna have to file. And we're gonna have to turn the baby over. That's the only way to do it. This is so evil, guys. I know it's tough for you, but you're gonna have to do it. I don't want this going.
I don't either.
And I want you.
I want my baby
There's
safe.
your order. Yes, your baby is. DCF is going to take care of your child.
Imagine, folks. Think about this. The baby is 5 days old, and what are the toxicology reports? I know that they take the children away when there's drugs involved, right? A lot of times. But if there was drugs involved, would they not had taken the baby away at the hospital and arrested her there? What the hell's going on here?
Listen, you file your injunction, okay? You file your injunction and you get in front of the judge's seat and see what the judge says.
The best interest of a child is to be with its mother.
Okay, tomorrow?
Tiffany said that they would talk with me to find a placement so it's not a foster home.
Okay.
Tiffany said that to me on the phone. And she said that you guys would work with me to not have this happen that way, you know. There has to, you know, we need to protect this child. It's not...
I mean, really, guys, I mean, you think about it.
We're not trying to be defiant. We're not anything.
Somebody away from their mother this quick. It's like...
Tiffany's on the phone right now.
You're not
She
even-
can give us names and numbers.
You're not involved with it.
I'm just throwing the common sense
I know.
out there. I just would like to see her keep her kid for another day
It
until they
can't
go in
happen.
front of the judge.
It can't happen. And we're running out. But the clock is ticking, so please, I beg you. And then you...
I'm begging you too.
I know I can't. I have a judge's order, man.
This is...
I know, it's hard.
This is sick. This is like truth versus he has no idea.
You're gonna have to be on the file. That's all I can tell you.
It doesn't protect my baby.
Your baby will be protected. It gives me my word. Okay? I trust.
They've already taken my 3 children
I know, but I trust her.
fraudulently.
I trust her that your child. I trust her that your child.
My children are being abused, and your sheriff's department even went and did wellness checks and ignored it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
I'm telling
I
you,
didn't
you can
know-
look at reports.
I didn't know you till today. I don't know anything about
Sorry,
your case.
excuse me. This is my lawyer.
You talk to your lawyer,
Yes.
and then we'll go from there, okay?
Okay, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Hello? Hi, Jennifer. I've been trying to text you. Well, I didn't know that it was shelter, and you didn't notify me this morning. They came last night, and they told me that they were going to talk to me today. I had the documentation from the doctor. This is a false report. She was just at the doctor yesterday with a clean bill of health, Jennifer. She can't be separated from her mother. They're supposed to do everything they can. I will do so. I will let them check on us. Anything. Why didn't you fight for it? That this is a false report. Jennifer, why did you not tell them that this is fraud or that you have not? Why did you not fight for this to protect my baby? This is about the baby. But I didn't hear one thing from you, and I was told that if I have an attorney not to I was told that I had an attorney. I thought that I had an attorney, and I wasn't supposed to because you were supposed to fight for my children. I've been there for everything. I would have been there.
She seems to be speaking to her attorney in a way where she's disappointed in the work of the attorney. And a lot of times we hear it over and over again in the comment section when people get arrested. You need to get an attorney. 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 You know why that is, folks? The person who comments that doesn't understand shit about law. And don't feel bad, I don't either. No, some. I've been learning more and more as I go. You guys learn a lot as well as you guys proceed to watch our videos. But we see it all the time. We hear it all the time. Get an attorney. You need an attorney. You need an attorney. But a lot of times these bar members are not really working in your best interest. Don't forget that they drink at the same bars at the district as the district attorneys. They're part of the same team. And we see this often. One thing I want to add to that is this, folks. And this is extremely important, so pay attention to this, okay? You know it's going to... Give me a thumbs up if you think I'm correct about this. The same way we're learning how policing operates we can also know and understand and learn how the court system works. We finally found a way to use the internet to stop doing this and start doing this. So little by little, and let me point to things like sometimes we use the internet to learn how to eat healthy. We learn how to use the internet to do certain things, find missing people, all kinds of different shit that we're able to use the internet for. YouTube. Thank you, YouTube, for bringing auditors together. So just as I said that, thank you, YouTube, for bringing us all together, I realized that this community is growing and growing and growing. And yes, it's been filled with a bunch of vagabonds and misfits and all kinds of shit. People that have been ran through the system. But not everybody is bad. A lot of folks that I've spoken to are really good people. And a lot of these folks believe in freedom. The wonderful thing about this community that I've seen is this is both the left and the right, the red and the blue, Democrats and Republicans, actually unknowingly working together to learn how policing operates, how it works, and how it doesn't work sometimes. And I think that we're beginning to see a clear picture of what needs to change in policing. And many folks are now taking cameras into these city council meetings, board of education meetings, which they're public, and we're supposed to really go in there and listen to these dudes make policy change, and all that stuff. And we're beginning to see a lot more of that. We see Jersey Watcher, Lawrence Accountability, a lot of good channels are out there beginning to do that kind of work and include it to this community. And I gotta say, we're only gonna get smarter from here. We're only gonna learn more. It's only a matter of time before the people absolutely do not need attorneys, especially ones like the one Megan is talking to, an incompetent one. Because they fucking don't really seem to know the law either. Fucking attorneys don't know. And a lot of attorneys will take your money knowing.
And a baby needs...
One more thing. A lot of attorneys will take your money knowing that the cop will get off on qualified immunity. Bottom line. I've seen that happen as well.
To stay with its mother, This is about the child. Are you going to fight for us? I mean, you haven't really done anything, Jennifer. I never received a phone call from you at all, Jennifer, to advise me. I can't believe you didn't stop that over a 5-day-old baby, Jennifer. You could have called me this morning and said, you have a hearing. Do you have documentation? Yes, I do. That's your job, Jennifer. I've never done this before. I'm very sorry. I have never done this before. And I was told that I needed to be notified by my lawyer. No, they ambushed me on that day and took my children. I did not know that. Well, excuse me. Will you file that injunction that I will send you? But you're not helping me either, Jennifer. I'm sorry. Well, I know that this is fraud, and I know the truth of the situation. Yes, all the allegations are fraud, and the report was that the baby had not seen medical care when she just did yesterday, with a full, clean bill of health. I didn't know. I've been at everything. I've done everything for over a year. Albeit anything. I thought I had an attorney finally. I've never been through court with an attorney or anything from criminal to DCF. No, for this type of a situation. I did not have representation then. Yes, and I didn't have an attorney yet at that time. They're here right now. They've been, yeah. It's Jennifer.
Jennifer. Yeah, Lieutenant Savita with the Sheriff's Office. Hi. She just needs to peacefully turn the baby over to PCF, and that's all we're asking. And she's let us in, we're talking to her, and then she's going to resolve it with you, and you guys need to take care of whatever you have to take care of. So, I mean, that's where we're at. We're here, we have a judge's order, and I don't want it to go any further than this. I just want her to peacefully turn the baby over so we can get out of here, and she... Okay.
I want to change her before you take her in a diaper.
Can I go with you for changing?
Huh?
One of us is going to go with her.
We gotta go. We got one law enforcement officer and her. Unless you change her right here. Okay?
I don't want to give my baby
I know you
away.
don't, but you have to. It's not giving them away. It's just a DCF. And then you find it with your
They took
attorney.
my other 3 children for a year, told me that they were going to give them back. Even the judge said
You want
that.
to tell her if you want to talk to her real quick?
Why do you keep staring at me?
What are you? Ma'am. Hello. Yeah. Can you do? We just want to end this thing. We just want this to be over. Can you just please ask her to turn the child over to PCF? Sure. Yes. Hello.
Hi, Megan. I'm a supervisor with Police Management.
Chief.
And I just wanted to talk to you if that's
Yeah,
Don't
that's
punch.
I really
that's
would
what I'm saying,
appreciate
that's what I'm
that.
saying.
Instead of
I
all this
understand that.
intimidation over me.
hold on, wait a second.
Hello. Sorry. You're supposed to protect this baby. Should have never happened.
Pardon me? She's not going to be here.
And why didn't we do something then? No, I hadn't had the... When we spoke, I can't, sorry. There's a lot going on, Jennifer, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to speak with the supervisor. She's been kind enough to come up and talk, and we'll figure it out. Okay.
You can tell her who I am.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer. I'm sorry, what was your name?
So I'm Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa.
I'm another supervisor in the office with Brooke. And at this time, there was court this morning at 9:30 where the judge did rule that the child will be sheltered. So as of right now, the child is in the department's custody.
It's a fraud report, though. The baby was just at the doctor yesterday.
I understand your concerns as far as the child was born, you take it to the doctor, the first 5 days of her life, there's that documentation that the doctor reported that you're saying that you're taking good care of her. I'm not going to argue that aspect with you. I mean, that's great that you have that documentation. Please provide it to your attorney. She's going to be the one who's going to fight for you. But there's not.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. But at this time, I'm just saying the court ordered that the child be sheltered. I know you don't want to do that. I understand your attachment, and she is your mother. You are her mother.
It's for the baby. She needs to stay with
But
her
at
mother.
this time, there's no way to overturn that. So my suggestion and my request to you, and I know this is a terrible request to make to you at this time, is if you could please cooperate with us so we can make this situation and try to turn it around for the best of you and your baby.
And I want to, and I have cooperated, but you all have not cooperated with me at all. You have not at all. This whole year, it's been attacks and harassment and keeping my children with my father.
That case, I just want to talk about your baby girl right now because I don't like all of this. I don't like.
I don't either. This should never
happen.
happen.
So all I'm asking for is your cooperation. If you
They
want
told
my
me
number,
yesterday they were going to talk to me today, and I would have given them the documentation.
if you want my phone number, so you can check in with me and ask how she's doing, and I can send you pictures throughout the day. But unfortunately, Megan, at this point, you have to handle the baby.
I don't want her going to a foster home. Tiffany said
Do
that
you have anybody that we could do home studies on? Anybody that we could look into?
well, Caroline's she's a mother and a wonderful woman.
I just raised 4 kids. My
And we
last
could
one
be
graduated.
we can do services. We will work with you,
I
and
wondered
we can
why
stay together.
So there is an option. We can always look into people that you give us names. That's the whole process. If you give us names of like 50 people, hey, this is who we want you to look into for possible placement of my baby girl. She's willing to supervise the visits. We can do that. You just have to supply the information to
For a
us.
week or days, you have my baby with strangers and being passed around. This is a small,
Not
beautiful
necessarily.
baby.
Not necessarily. You're making assumptions without the process.
You're right. I've never been through the
that's
process,
fine.
and I know that
So-
you take them to Dr. Walters, which I've already
No.
been asked. That's where my children went before. I'm saying what happened.
As to this baby is going to be taken to the hospital to look at by a doctor.
That's sick. She just
So-
went to the doctor yesterday. I don't
So-
want my child exposed to this.
We're going to take her to the hospital to have looked at, and then we're going to
This is
report
sick.
back to you. But in the meantime, if you would like her to be a possible placement option, then please give the information to Brooke or to Sierra so they can start running the backgrounds and starting that process. And we can look into her as a possible placement option.
You were supposed to help me with my other children, and they didn't. This is hard to trust.
I
hope you
cannot,
understand
and I
that.
completely understand that. I do not know the information in regards to your other children. All I'm trying to do is to escalate this very, very crazy situation right now, a very heartbreaking situation.
It is, and you all are listening to John Walsh, and this is fraud. I have a federal case.
Yes.
Thank you. I have a federal case open about this.
Okay, we're
I'm
not getting anywhere here.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're gonna have to turn the baby over.
So,
That's the bottom
Period.
line. So why don't you change the baby, please?
You guys are sick.
hello? They're telling you that there's an order and they have to take the baby and they're going to use force if I don't. Okay. Okay, you're on speaker.
There's a deputy. Caroline, could you hold this, please, so they can hear? If you can give, that's my ADA. My ADA advocate. But I need you to listen. Francesca, I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Okay, number one, you are currently looking at an order of looking at a warrant, or looking at an affidavit, an actual warrant, and is there an ink signed signature not there?
Yes.
Ma'am, this is Deputy Chief Rich at the Sheriff's Office. We have the signed court order from Judge Meadows. Yes, it is.
Like babies,
And
right?
it's-
I mean, like, why are you over it? Like,
I
I'm
don't
not
have to
saying
explain.
look
I'm just
Right.
watching you do your thing. I'm not looking at your baby's privates.
you know what I mean? Like,
I can't even give you an
I'm
answer.
not being disrespectful to you.
Well, you're over my shoulder to look down there. Like, I'm not doing anything. That's
No,
all.
no, I'm not. I didn't say you were doing anything.
I just meant I'm in trauma, sir, right now, and I just meant that.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna argue this with you over the phone, so you can have a nice day.
wow. That's my ADA advocate, sir. That's federal. That's federal, sir.
It could be universe. I don't care.
I'll just walk out when I'm trying to get a blanket.
Oh, I thought you had it.
No, she was getting it. Thank you.
Goodbye, man.
Wow.
You all do this really. She needs to be with her mother.
You can stop right there. You have no involvement in this. You can stop right there. You have no involvement in this. You have no relation to that child or anything like that. You are simply a friend.
What the fuck? Look at this cop telling the guy where he can stand. On his own, on property that doesn't belong to him. Wow.
To her, and that's as far the extent you can go.
You can record right there all you want.
We're all recording. We've been recording this entire time. Okay. I'm just giving you instruction. Okay. You're welcome.
Wow, I wouldn't have thanked them. I would have said, go fuck yourself, little bitch.
Looks like we can get a lot of rain.
Sounds like it. 24 hours.
Right?
What's up?
So we're gonna get a lot of rain.
I think so.
We need it.
He just looked at the camera like, fuck, did I just do all that in front of the camera? Go put a complaint, homeboy.
That's my son coming.
Okay.
In the Corvette.
Okay.
The red Corvette?
Yeah, the orange one.
Okay.
Just so you can let him in. He doesn't know what's going on.
I got
Oh,
you.
you're good.
Oh, can you let Dilks know?
I think he's already gone.
No, he never left.
Okay. He doesn't have to, but
Well, whatever. He's kind of hard on for this case. It's all good. I get it.
I don't think there's anything personal in this whole thing, but
No, you can just tell by people's body language that certain people are.
I get the vibe
More interested than others. That's
I think it's more of the fact that we've kind of wasted like 8 cops' times here
You
for
just missed
4
Dilks, like,
hours.
dropping me off.
he wouldn't let me come out. Big
He
cop.
just told me on, and I don't care. He
Looks like we're all
I
set
just
here,
I
so
think we're just telling him.
So I'm going to show you guys the clip of Megan coming out to talk to them. So let's pay attention to this, folks.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Megan, what do you want to report? Because I'll pull a separate case number, or I can put it all under that case number.
Yeah, I put it under that case, and yeah, I would like to report that this was a false report to DCF.
Well, whatever you want to report, we'll put on this report. Do you want a whole? Is this a completely separate incident?
No, it's for today. I'd like to
Okay.
make a police report about today, so it's on record.
Well, then that's all you need right there. Yeah.
And
yeah.
I've never done this before, so I call this number, and then I report the case to them and make the police report.
No.
Okay.
No, that's how you
tell
get
me.
a copy of that report.
Okay, but I want to make a police report about what occurred today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can tell me, but it's all going to be under that case number.
Okay, but
Yeah,
you'll
go
take
ahead.
the information
Sure,
and you'll put it
absolutely.
under there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to make a report that this was a fraudulent false report, which in Florida is a 3rd-degree felony, up to 5 years. This was harassment. Also, the sheriffs were here all night long, shining their high beams into the yard, taking turns sitting out here harassing us all night long. Then you come in here and you do all of this and you say that you're taking a criminal investigation against us when the officer and you all were here talking.
I'm sorry.
Talking. We were all under an understanding.
So,
And this is
again,
fraudulent.
I'm tell you again, I think your issue is not going to be with me.
It's not, sir. I just want to make the report for you because they're
gonna be
sending
with
you over
them.
to do their work for them.
Okay, yeah, pretty much.
Their dirty work, yeah. And
Oh, wow.
Officer
Say
Dilks
dirty
knows
work.
that he's on my notice of liability in federal court. That's a huge conflict of interest, isn't it?
Yeah, look, you're...
This is very serious. It's aiding and abetting
Okay.
John Walsh in crimes, in CPS taking and fraud reporting.
Your father?
Yes, my father and my mother. It is false reports.
Anything else?
God forbid John Walsh would lie.
I'm just here to listen to you, to take your report.
Wait, I mean, you're kind of being condescending and like you.
How? I'm literally standing here letting you just tell me everything. Literally.
Wow.
Am I not? I have your information. Just wrote it down earlier.
Yes, and I would like a police report on what happened today.
What that case number is right there. We'll put everything you're saying now, I'll put in that report.
Okay, so this is about today, separate from the
Yes.
DCF issue.
Yes.
You didn't say that, so I assumed that this was about that case and situation, and I
have
wanted to make
no
a
idea what
report.
that case is. Not a clue.
Yeah, well, my father making false reports and stealing my children from me.
Okay.
It's a national, everyone knows across the country.
Okay. Anything else I can do for you? No?
No.
Okay. Y'all take care.
All right, folks. So, I want you guys to go subscribe to American Amy and Lady Justice Liberty Press. Both of them are out there helping Megan in her situation. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's a man out there with them as well. What I gathered from this video is that the lieutenant didn't really want to do this, but the deputy and the sergeant, the assistant manager, three-striper, they were ready to do this. They were ready to kick in the door. They were ready to arrest her. If I'm not mistaken, the sergeant walked up to the lieutenant and basically said, "Yeah, we can go ahead and charge her. We are good to charge her for impeding our investigation or hindering our job." And I'm guessing the lieutenant decided not to take her to jail. He figured, fuck, we're already doing her as dirty as we can do her. So, yeah, this was really disturbing, guys. I definitely got angry while watching this one. You guys go subscribe to American Amy. Go subscribe to Lady Justice Liberty Press. If I'm not mistaken, I think Megan also does have her own YouTube channel now. So I'm going to go ahead and find that link and drop it in there for you guys so you guys can go support her in this time. And thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.